We start in Puerto Rico, where the full moon party was back in full force this weekend with all the traditional food, music, and Caribbean rhythms after 2 years off due to the pandemic. Our Francis Felix takes us there.
Two cultures meet at Viva Beach Club. Puerto Rico holds the event that celebrates the British Virgin Islands culture and traditions.
I'm told that we haven't had this event in 2 years, so we're very excited to have this event again because we know how special the relationship is between the Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico. We know the Puerto Rican people love to visit the Virgin Islands. They love the sailing, they love the full moon parties at the Virgin Islands. And we just wanted to give persons a little taste of that right here so that we can, pique their interest and remind them that the pandemic, we're transitioning out of the pandemic and we're ready to welcome them in the Virgin Islands, especially in July, where we have Christmas in July, with the Puerto Rican Navy coming down to the Virgin Islands.
We want to make sure that everyone here in Puerto Rico understands that the BVI is open, the BVI is welcoming, and we can't wait to have you guys come back.
What are some of the signature dishes of the BVIs, what you have here?
Well, probably the first one, and the most traditional one, is this one here, which is fish in mayonnaise sauce. So in this case, we use mahi-mahi, and traditionally we do it with a combination of mayonnaise and fish stock. And it's served with johnny cake, which is like, I think in Puerto Rico you call it arepa. Which is very similar, a little bit more puffy. And the potato salad that is served is not your traditional potato salad. In the BVI, in the potato salad, we put peas and carrots and corn, and we use Heinz dressing. That's the secret thing about it.
The BVI Full Moon Party comes back after 2 years since the pandemic with the hope of strengthening both cultures. From Isla Verde, Puerto Rico, Francis Felix.
All right, thanks so much, Francis. Looks like lots of fun there. Well, meantime, the rain didn't put a damper on the 65th annual Puerto Rican Pride Parade on Sunday. The iconic parade, filled with traditional music and dance, stretched along Fifth Avenue. The parade had been canceled for the past 2 years due to the pandemic, but more than 1 million people lined the route despite light rain and showers, with people traveling from all over the U.S. to attend and celebrate the culture, arts, achievements, and legacies of Puerto Rico. This year's parade was dedicated to the municipality of Cidra, which also is referred to as the town of Eternal Spring. And several of boxing's best were inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame in Canastota, New York over the weekend, including one of the most beloved Puerto Rican fighters of all time, Miguel Cotto. The ceremony combined the class of 2020, 21, and 22 due to the pandemic, delaying past ceremonies. The ceremony took place inside Turning Stone Resort in Verona, New York. Miguel was inducted alongside other greats like Floyd Mayweather, Christy Martin, and Roy Jones Jr. The three-time silver medalist is the first Puerto Rican boxer to win world titles in 4 different weight classes. And Barbados Prime Minister Mia Mottley has called on countries of the Americas to act now and work together to shield their populations from rising their prices. Making the call as she addressed the just concluded 9th Summit of the Americas, she said the disruptions in the global supply chain is among the crises that have the potential to bring down small states like those in the Caribbean. She suggested that the hemispheric grouping use its cooperative efforts to build joint platforms for procurement similar to the African Medical Supplies Platform, which procured COVID vaccines at the height of the pandemic.
Why can't we have an American supplies platform that treats to the most critical supplies? And why? In the Caribbean, we make an order and they say, what? That's too small for us. We announced a tax holiday for electric vehicles. We cannot get the supply of electric vehicles. Will Brazil help us? Will India help us? Will the United States or will Canada help us? We can't get access to batteries in order to help us become net zero by 2030. But yet we want to come on these platforms and talk about it. These are the real problems that I hope PAC 2030 will allow us to solve. And when we finish with PAC 2030, Canada and Chile and all of the others, can we create that platform for that joint procurement to reduce the price of supplies and to guarantee access to our people?
The Prime Minister stressed that providing solutions to such problems should be the aim of the U.S.-Caribbean Partnership to address the Climate Crisis 2030, or PAC 2030. The initiative was presented to regional heads during a side meeting at that summit by U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris. Under the partnership, the U.S. pledged to support clean energy and climate resilience projects in the Caribbean at every stage of development. Vice President Harris said the U.S. will work with congressional countries to identify new clean energy products and will provide technical assistance to ensure the projects are viable and appealing to investors.